I'm going to continue on with the whole seasonal theme of spring for a while. You know, spring's a great time. I'm going to talk a little bit about fruit this week. I'm going to talk about tomatoes, actually. I've got a couple of different sized tomatoes here. I've got a cherry tomato, and I'm not really sure what you call this one, but it was a tomato I purchased on the vine. I've got my little seedlings here that have been going for it for about, oh gosh, maybe a month now, and they're getting ready to be transplanted into a pot like I've done with so many of the other ones already. But you know, I have an interesting experience with tomatoes. I'm wondering this year if they're going to work out. Last time I planted tomatoes, didn't do so good. They actually died. They died, and so I kind of gave up on them a few years. But interesting thing happened to me. About 2-3 years after I tried to plant tomatoes, that I did all the research and I planted them in what I thought was the right area in the yard, and I staked them up and just followed all the directions, all the stuff we do when we're trying to accomplish goals. They didn't work out. But after that, I had some tomatoes just come up in my yard. On the other side of the yard, about 3 years later, nothing to do with the tomatoes I had planted. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, I look outside and there's this huge tomato bush. It started growing and growing and growing, and before you know it, it was like 6 to 8 feet long. We had fruit that was just abundant for about 3 months. And interestingly enough, I had nothing to do with it. You know, have you ever had that happen where you plan something so perfectly and you hope beyond hope that it's going to work out, and it doesn't. And yet, on the other hand, sometimes you don't plan things and then God just surprises you in an amazing way. You know, Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a man's or a woman's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails." I certainly found that out about tomatoes. So let's wait and see what happens next year. Sometimes you can make plans, and sometimes you just have to wait and see what happens. Let me quit laughing.
That's good.
Laughing.